So I'm just making this video so I can get back into the rhythm of content creation because it's been a while since I made a YouTube video where I was just talking to the camera and everything. So, and also if my hair starts to get really distracting, I'm gonna have to like put my hood on or something because it was really bad last time I tried to film this video. This is my third time making the video because the first time my hair was really bad. Second time I forgot to connect the mic. So cross your fingers that this is actually it. But yeah, YouTuber burnout. What is it? And why am I even bother talking about it? Well, because, look, YouTuber burnout is when a YouTuber, content creator, whatever, starts to run out of motivation or out of ideas, and they just can't, perform the same as they used to. And they talk about how they've been dealing with depression and anxiety due to the amount of pressure that they're experiencing. It's a whole thing. And so why am I talking about it? Because lately I've noticed, YouTube's algorithms have been working their magic, and I've just seen all these videos crop up of Boogie2988 talking about his depression or whatever, and H3H3 talking about his depression. It's gotten to a point where I feel like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to talk about it because we need, as a viewer, as a group of viewers, as users on YouTube who consume this content, I think we need to figure out and discern whether or not people are actually telling the truth. And it can be really hard because some people are good at acting, and sometimes you just can't help but feel bad for them. And that's because of the way that they've released the video. It can be through their clickbait titles and their thumbnails of them covering their face, and it's like the titles, "We need to talk, ... And it sounds super serious. And then the way they edit it and cut it together, they try to make it look really sad. It's time to stop. Because the reason why I felt like I wanted to talk about this is because I feel like it's an insult, really, to people who are actually suffering with these mental illnesses. Some people would make a video about their depression and anxiety, or how they used to experience it and wish that BetterHelp was around when they suffered it, or how they might use BetterHelp now that they are suffering it. And BetterHelp is a whole different thing. We're not even going to talk about that because it's been done to death, and it's like, okay, we get it. But the fact that they're using these mental issues that are, cemented themselves in our society, where we know that they exist and a lot of people suffer through them, and they're using it as a method of gaining popularity or, increasing interaction from their fans. And that it seems immoral. It doesn't seem right. It doesn't, there's something about it. There's a lot of things about it that are just not morally correct. And it's kind of insulting. The reason why I don't believe that a lot of these vloggers who are popping up saying that they have these issues is because when you have depression and or anxiety, they usually go hand in hand a lot of times. Not all the times. A lot of times they go hand in hand, right? The thing about anxiety is that one of the main things is that you fear about what other people think about you. That's the part of the anxiety. You worry about a lot of things, to an extreme amount. So to go out and say that you're suffering from these mental illnesses while you're suffering from anxiety just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense, because you fear what these people are going to think about you, yet you lay all your cards on the table. It makes no sense. And I'm not trying to discredit these people. If they are suffering from mental illnesses and they can acknowledge that, that is great. If they want to reach out to professionals or even to their friends, all the power to them. YouTube is not a counseling site. It is not a place you go to, air out your problems. There's one thing I've learned: the comment sections aren't always very kind. So I don't know why you tell these people. I understand you want to have some transparency between you and your fans because they're your friends, but it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. These people are not your friends. Is it mean to say that? Kind of, but that's the nature of it. You don't know these people. They know you, but they only know what you show them. I mean, the best example is everyone thought Ethan from H3H3 was super cool, and then they watched his podcast, and he kind of turned out to be a little rude. It's kind of like that. It's hard to talk about it because, you know, these things are, you kind of have to be careful with what you say. But at the same time, these people aren't very careful about what they say because they want all this out there, so then everybody pities them, and then they get all the views. There's these two vloggers from Australia talked about how they were dying. This is a very extreme example, and it doesn't happen very rarely, if at all, except for this one case, where one of them was suffering from an intense kidney disease, and the other one was suffering from vertigo. You cannot die from vertigo. You cannot. But then they found an American doctor, flew out, met the man, the chiropractor. Sorry. They met a chiropractor, and he cured them. Pretty incredible stuff. Leon Lush covered it. Really good channel. Like I was planning on making a video talking about these two gentlemen, but Leon did a good job. Sorry, I'm really zoning out. It's getting pretty late, and I don't know what it is, but I think the blue lights are just kind of messing with my mind here. The moral of the story is we as a YouTube community need to vet out who's actually telling the truth. And it's hard to tell. But always approach it with an open mind. I think that's the most important part. Always have an open mind when it comes to it, because you don't know their lives. They could be telling the truth. But let's be honest here. A lot of the times they probably aren't telling the truth. Like, that's not happening. It's not happening. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Now, of course, again, I've never suffered from YouTuber burnout. This is not a personal story. I'm not a YouTuber. I am not a regular content creator. So this is not a personal perspective. This is just an outsider looking in. But yeah, this is a ramble, very unscripted if you couldn't tell. And I'm very tired, so I'm going to go to bed after this. Whew. I don't know how to end this video. There's only one right way to do it.